So here we are. Okay, so we were saying that everything is good, and every time you want to keep yourself safe and you want to help a stone, the simplest way is to make a two-space development extension. And now, yeah, how to handle this? You showed me this move, which is great, but let's try it, right? I'm gonna be white, and I'll try some stuff. So,
Okay.
how about this?
I'll just do this.
And then I cut. I cut with a confident face. Extend. Not tie. Even more confident
Yeah.
face. Even more confidence.
Okay.
What are you thinking about?
Well, I'll show you, and then
Okay.
if I go here,
Uh-huh. What is white gonna do?
kind of, oh, you need to do this.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that I'm now down to 2 liberties on the 2 black stones.
Yeah.
But I can do that.
Yes, and that is the solution. Yes. So all of
Okay.
what I just did was kind of wrong, and now what do I have? You got all the points. You kept all the points pretty much. All your stones are still connected, and you captured 2 of my stones. So what's the downside? There isn't. There's no downside to this. This is perfect. So let's try something else. This didn't work. So how about this? I mean, this gotta work. This has to work. Said Vadim, eating pecan tart. Now, when you look at this, what kind of thoughts do you have? What kind of ideas?
Well, I want to let you cut off my stones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking. I think that works.
Yeah, and this is pretty much in a situation like this is the only thing to think about, because if you just let me, if for example you get scared and you do something like that, God forbid, or even something as beautiful as this, but still, then I will Atari you and then connect this way, and now all your stones are separated, and this is exactly what I wanted. I put a wedge between your stones, and now you have to fight separately. This is not what you want. This is what I want. So you have to pretty much, you have to cut. There is no choice here. And now I will try this.
Yeah. And I think this does solves it because you've got I'm going to do this first.
Think.
Yeah, you've got do that.
Okay, Atari, extend. Yes, unfortunately, I failed again. the only thing that worked here was the pecan tart. Everything else was a failure. So this is a complete failure for white. White tried to disconnect, but no. And that goes to show that this is a very good shape. Once you see once you see this and that, and white tries to split them, you do this, and that is an unbreakable shape. It looks like it could break, but it doesn't. Everything is fine. Everything's connected. And this is what you could have done. You didn't, but you didn't know. Well, now you know. Of course, maybe you need to repeat the shape a few more times to make sure that it's settled in your head. But it's a very common one, so you will definitely see it again. You will, and as soon as you're familiar with it, you will see it more and more, because before maybe you didn't notice it. It was there, but you just didn't see it. But now it will be there and you will see it. So in the game you play here, which is fine, but you're allowing white to cut you off. So not perfect. And then you try to run, and now white only needs to cut and trouble. Now it's a fight. Maybe you would jump, white would jump, you would jump. It's a fight with unclear consequences. But lucky for you, when you do this, white played here and just allow you to connect. So that was a bit lucky. But anyway, let's see. This here. And again, very nice. No need to play anything here. No special move necessary. All your shapes are fine. No cuts. So ignore. It's a fantastic moment. So very, very good. Very good timing. You could also probably play on the left side. Right? Left side seems very, very big. So whoever plays there first looks like is going to have this overall control over this whole left area. Right? Imagine if white now plays something like this versus you playing something like this. Right?
Yeah.
It's quite a big difference. But the important thing is, yes, you ignore.
Now, my thought in playing E8 was, first of all, to give some strength to the stones on that side.
Yeah, I understand, and I agree.
But
It's a very
also,
honest move. It's a very honest move, which makes sure that those stones are like never in trouble. It might not be the best move, but it's a very nice and honest move. So not bad, not a bad choice.
but also, the other reason for doing that is to get two directions. See, I'm looking, he's got white stones that are starting to make influence over the center.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see what you're doing. Yeah. So you,
And so I wanted to be able to maybe jump out here
yeah.
or maybe jump out
In the
here.
future, yes. But
In the future.
obviously now you realize that if you're going to jump out here, this is 0 points.
Yeah.
And any of these moves, they're all 0 points. So you don't want to do it right now. Maybe
Not now.
later, sure. But right now there's the bottom side and there's the left side. Those are bigger. Speaking of which, so you ignored twice. You ignored, what was it? You ignored this move, was it? And you ignored one of these, this one maybe. That was great. But now this one's slightly more difficult, but also maybe a little bit more inspiring, because white just played this Atari, right? And it is very, very tempting to now connect because it's Atari. But think about it. This Atari only threatens this one stone. That one stone doesn't hold anything. It's not a pivotal stone. It's not the crux of the whole situation. It's not a foundational stone of anything. It's just, if white takes it, it's just one stone. White is already reasonably strong, and if you lose that stone, it's not going to weaken your territory or anything. So you still keep that left territory, you still keep the right corner. Everything still remains the same, except white will take that one stone. And if we think of it this way, then maybe you could allow white to take it if you are now playing on the left. This is a huge move. And if white now takes, you get a chance to play something like this, for example. Think about it. You just got two amazingly big moves. And what was the price you paid? One stone at the top side. Right? So when you think about it this way, also not a very big threat. Also easily ignored. Just because look at how much you gain on the left. So a possibility. White does this, okay, respond. This, interesting, yes. And this jump, okay. And this, very nice. Jump, okay. Block. And another very nice playing elsewhere. Another very, very good tenuki. Very good timing. Again, this move, no threat. So I'm very happy that third time in a row in this game that you don't do anything and you play the bottom side. Very good. And this is exactly where this is the biggest area. So now that you split it and if you live there, white doesn't have any big territories anymore. So this is amazing. Like imagine if you do something like that or something like this and white plays here. And immediately, missed opportunity. What was that?
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I was thinking in that move, where was it?
Mm-hmm. This one? Yeah.
That one. Okay. I was thinking several things with that move. One was to split these two white groups.
Yes.
Another was to make some points at the bottom.
Yes.
Another was to maybe be able to jump out toward that center again later.
Yeah, but most importantly, it's just not to give white the entire thing. Like once you establish a base there, once you get even 2 points, you won't get a lot of territory at the bottom, probably, because you will survive. Maybe you will get 2 points, 3 points, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that white will now get half of what he was going to take, because you're splitting it in half. So that's great. Now, interesting moment. What to do? How to develop? Because you would like to play your 2-space, right? And this is what you play in the game. But when you play a 2-space, white can block you so easily. Like if this stone was like not here but here, sure, this is an amazing move, of course. But unfortunately, the stone is here. And so white is going to block you very comfortably. I'm not saying this is a bad situation, because you extend and now you do this and you still have a base, Atari, this, you got it. But it feels a little bit cramped. At this point, maybe white should probably do this, start pushing you a little bit. And it feels like black is really being defensive here. So there might be an easier way not to play this knee kick. This is one of those knee kicks, but are there any other options to avoid the knee kick? I mean, yes, there are, but like, what are they?
Yeah, obviously, yes. Well, that avoids it, but it feels cramped.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering about that.
Okay. That's that's more my style of move. Yes.
Okay, and then of course you could just jump out.
Yeah. Or you can also just do something like wait, what was that? Oh, you could do something like this, which is also a bit cramped, but kind of sticking your head out. So it's going up a little bit and still getting a bit of a base, but not touching any stones. And it doesn't allow white to bump into you so easily. But my style would be, yeah, what you showed there would be to slide underneath. Like if you cannot, yeah, this or maybe even this.
Ah,
Like slide under there and then ask white, how is he going to defend? Because if white doesn't protect, if white is not careful, you're just going to keep going and just take away all those points. So white has to stop you somehow from just completely demolishing that corner. So white maybe has to do something like this to try and protect the corner. And then you could play, for example, this. And you see what a difference it makes? Because you played that exchange first, now you've avoided that cramped situation and now you have pretty much a base. And if you compare it to the game, in the game we have this. See?
yeah.
And now we have this. So because we play the sliding move, it allows us a little bit more flexibility. So this sliding move or this sliding move, sure, yeah. Maybe white is still gonna block like this, maybe something like that, or maybe I don't know this. And then you could play what? How to reinforce the shape a little bit. Give it a bit more space, a bit more volume.
Well, okay. What if you threaten to cut?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, white's gonna probably do this.
And then you do
Okay.
this.
Yeah, that works. That works. That's one way of doing it. Yes. Like just very aggressively pushing your way through it. Yes. Another way, the simple way without touching, could be something like this. The double knights move, like kind of nicely connecting the stones and kind of gives you a bit of a base here. Some eye shape. Looks like this group is going to be very hard to kill already. So this looks interesting. But what you did looks equally interesting. Maybe even more interesting actually. So yeah. So I'm just trying to show you that there's other ways of doing things. If you see that some move doesn't really work, doesn't really cut it, it leads to a shape that you don't like, there's probably other ways of achieving the same result. It's Go. There's a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of built-in creativity. So usually there's 5 or 4 or 5 different ways of doing the same thing. And so if one of them looks a bit ugly, maybe there's something else.
This move, I didn't even consider because it's second line, and I'm
Yeah, but that's the thing.
averse to second line.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right. You don't want to play second line for no reason, but here there is a reason. You're trying to be sneaky. You're trying to kind of undermine white's position and get yourself a base here, because getting a base is essential right now. If you don't get a base, then maybe you're going to get kicked around for the next 40 moves. You don't want to do that. So you would like to get this base and eye shape as quickly as possible. And if it means playing on the second line, so be it. It's okay. Whatever it takes just to get safety. So yeah, usually when you play the first moves of the game, you don't want to play second line right at the beginning. But this is already, 50 moves in. this is not exactly the opening. It's already kind of middle game. And so second line sometimes is allowed. Anyway, so this. Okay. Jump. This. So here white is doing a lot of the things that I usually show you and I say don't do that. White is making a lot of jumps. You see? This jump, and like for example, like this jump, and this jump, and this kind of thing, and now this jump. All of those jumps are not helping white. White is not gaining any points with those. And as long as you're keeping the points and you're taking them, then white is being punished for not being territorial enough. So, okay. This. And now question, what next? What do you think?
Okay, the black stones on the lower right are safe.
Okay. I agree.
Black stones in the middle on the bottom are relatively settled.
Okay.
And this, well, all the black groups are pretty settled.
Okay. But if you had to pick the weakest one, you have like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
2,
You have
3, 4, yeah.
five places on the board. But of course, the upper left is not even the group. We don't even count it. It's a huge territory. It doesn't have weaknesses. And the upper right is also a very connected, nice corner. So this one clearly not weak. But of the three at the bottom, right? The left, the center, and the right, which one do you think is the weakest?
With that, the exchange that we just had, group on the lower right looks pretty solid.
Okay.
I can make two eyes there pretty easily. The group
Okay.
on the left isn't currently really under attack, and I can make two eyes there pretty easily. So maybe the one in the middle, bottom.
Yes, I agree. So the one in the middle looks the smallest. And what's important, it has 2 cutting points. And my immediate question when I see cutting points is, well, am I prepared for a cut? If white is going to cut with the very next move, what is black going to do? Like, for example, what if instead of this move, white chose to cut here? Then what's the plan? We need a plan for this.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably just connect, or maybe do this first.
Yes, possible, but first of all, this gives white a chance to counter Atari and take the 2 stones, for example.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying this is best because this gives you a very nice shape in the center. You capture 1 stone and it looks amazing. So maybe white is not going to do that. Maybe white is going to extend first. Yeah, and now you need to protect because the threat is real. White is going to cut next. So yeah. And you see, white just cut and cut off this 1 stone. So it feels like white nibbled at your group like a little piranha fish, and it's unpleasant how white jumped at you and took a bite off of your group, and now white gained points in the center thanks to that. And so now if we go back and we look at it, and white just played here, so maybe because of those 2 cutting points, because of those, yes, possible, but maybe even something more lightweight, something more butterfly-like, to make sure that it's more eye shape oriented. Okay, yeah, something like that, maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what I
Or
mean is,
actually,
when you connect like this, when you connect, sorry, when you connect solidly, it's just that this is not very like after this, and then something like boom, and still maybe only one eye. What if? What if only one eye,
right.
right? So got to be careful. So if you're adding a
But
move, it's best if this move is like, woof, just a kiss of God, and it guarantees you life and prosperity forever and ever.
so actually, that might be better.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't know I don't know a final answer. There is no final answer. I'm just thinking that we need to play something here. Whatever you choose to play, it's going to be better than playing nothing. So yes, this is a possibility. Even like maybe this way, or maybe this way, or what you played earlier, this one, or even this one. Sure, anything is fine. Some of them may be better, some worse, but I think now strengthening this group is important. And this is not the easiest decision because you need to like really look around the board and discover this weakness, find that okay, if there is a weakness on the board, it's got to be this one, and then choose to add a move. This is a very difficult decision. So much more advanced than all of those things that we talked about before in the past couple of months. Just ignore the moves and, make simple invasions. This is difficult, but good stuff. If you learn to find a weakness like this, feel that this group is not quite strong yet, I gotta do something about it, and you do something. That is very, very, very good. It's just that your opponent right now is not strong enough to feel the same thing. So, of course, obviously, White didn't feel that this group was in danger, and White never did anything about it. But, he could get some ideas. In the game, you played this move, and that's why I'm asking you this whole question. Because in the game, you added a stone where the stone wasn't needed.
I didn't need it.
Yeah. I mean, it overprotects your right group, but it was already 100%. Now it's 120. But you don't need 120.
Right.
100 was enough. But the bottom group is maybe at 60 or 70. So this is where you had to invest. Okay, so...
Okay.
And now I have a question here. This is a tactical question. And I wanted to send you this as a picture, but then I didn't. And it was only like 2 days before the lesson, so I figured I'll show you here. So this is a mistake. And imagine you're White. Find how to punish this. Think about it. It's an interesting tactical puzzle.
Not sure I can read that out enough, but if White plays there,
Black has to connect, right?
it has to connect.
Okay. That is an obvious beginning because there's a weakness, Atari, so yeah, White could do that. And next move is the one that's important to know.
And I think the move is here.
And Black will take, right?
Black takes, and then you go here. No, not yet. Now you go here.
Yes, very good.
Black connects. Now
Yes.
you go here.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. So that throw in was the crucial move, and I'm happy that you found it. Yes. So without the throw in, right, it doesn't work. If you don't throw in, if you just start with this, black will connect. Black is happy
Right.
because you cannot do anything. But if you play that throw in, it ruins the number of liberties that black has. And all of a sudden, black doesn't have enough. And then black collapses here. So that is the problem. And so if we imagine that, for example, black's shape is like solid like this connection is possible. It works. Because now if white tries to cut, you connect and nothing works. White is just dead inside. But with that weakness there, this is impossible. And so neither of you knew this, and so this remained standing like this until the end of the game, and this is how it was counted. If you go to the end, to the very last move, this is how the position will be. So even at the very end, after passing, after you passed, your opponent could go back and play this thing. But he never found it.
Wow. Okay.
So this is a tactical thing. And I just wanted to show you this, but even more than that, I wanted to actually praise you for all the rest of the games, all the tenukis that you played. Because those are exactly the kind of tenukis that I was pushing you to start looking for. And I'm happy that you start finding them. But not always. And as the game progresses, I feel like as the more moves are played in the game, the more difficult it becomes for you to tenuki. Maybe because with more stones, the game becomes more confusing and more difficult to predict and just more difficult to read. For example, here, white connects and you connect, but why? That group is already so protected. It's already at 120%. Remember, you really made sure that everything is so settled. So this connection now is only a 1 point move. You're saving that 1 point, this one. But you don't really need that 1 point, and it's only 1 point, so you can absolutely ignore and go play a bigger move somewhere. I mean, I'm not talking about this, but still there's this problem, right? So fixing this is very important. Or I don't know, even jumping into the center here, because this kind of erases this.
Yes.
The more you jump now, the less white will get in the center. So this is not just a jump. Usually I don't like jumps, but this jump is erasing the white potential. And even if not that, for example, you can also help the center group through something like this. It looks very small, but why not? You're winning the game. Just play this, connect, and white has a weakness now. Maybe white has to protect. And you just strengthen your group in center, and now you make another decision what to do. And you could do anything you want. But again, whatever you choose to do, it doesn't have to be this.
Yeah.
Right? There's still many.
There's a shape.
Yeah, it's just
there's a shape of 2 stones, then a 1 space jump.
Yes, it's very secure, because if let's say you play anything and white pushes and you block, everything is just spotless, perfect. There's no weakness, no cut, nothing, because everything is, that stone is really making sure that there's nothing there. So this is perfect. And I mean, this Atari, for example, is also quite big. I don't know what else, maybe this move, maybe some kind of this move.
What I would see here is reducing white's center.
Yeah, I would say because otherwise we could imagine easily how white can probably get all of this. And if we maybe manage to reduce this, about this size, that's going to be pretty good. We'll destroy some of those 10 points that white could potentially have. That would be pretty good. And then black has so many points, especially in the upper left and upper right, that after this it's impossible for white to catch up. Black is so much ahead. So so this this, and I think there's going to be more. Okay, this. Okay, okay. I don't remember if there's going to be more of those. Maybe not. Yeah. Everything here makes sense, kind of. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, okay. Everything's good. So keep doing this. Obviously, it's not a perfect game. There's some moves here and there, but those tenukis are worth a lot. Those are exactly the things that I've been trying to show you to do, and now you're doing them. And also ignoring some small situations to jump and invade into big areas. Also very, very good. So keep doing this, because once you've invaded like this a couple times on the left and at the bottom, you see this breaks up the game, and it stops being this kind of 150 points versus 150 points kind of game, and it becomes a sort of like 20 points here, 20 points here, 20 points there kind of game. And in this game, it's so much more difficult for your opponent to suddenly get a gigantic something out of nowhere and win the game. Here, it's hard to imagine where white can come up with 50 points all of a sudden, or 70 points. There's just no place for that. And that's because you broke the board into smaller segments. So well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let me stop the recording.
Yeah,